I want you to use your limited brain power and picture a scene real quick for me. You're at a baseball game. It's the bottom of the 7th inning and the home team is up 3-0. It's been a long game and you've worked up quite the appetite sitting in your seat watching other people do physical activity. All of a sudden, from the aisle next to you, you hear the 5 words that grab any man's attention. Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs here! You flag down the salesman and purchase a single hot dog for about $50 because it's 2024. You load it up with ketchup or mustard, or I guess relish if you're a freak, and just as you're about to take the first bite, you're struck by a sudden question. Wait a second. What am I about to eat? Also, how the hell am I going to eat this without a mouth? I think it's a pretty natural thing to want to know exactly what's about to enter your body, regardless of which hole it's going into. The most common hole tends to be the mouth, and the most common item tends to be food. But where has that food been before it entered the greasy fucking maw that you call a mouth? For all you know, that food could have been on the floor, or in a toilet, or at ground zero of Chernobyl. You could be eating a piece of the fucking Chernobyl elephant's foot, and you would never know. I mean, until you died, like, a couple minutes later, probably. And at what point exactly does this food become unsafe to put in your mouth hole? Now, I, having eaten an entire pack of fries and a soda out of the school garbage, might be the worst possible person to answer that question. But I have the answer to an even more important question that I'd like to enlighten you all with today. See, if the thing entering your body happens to be a hot dog, is it a sandwich or not? Alright folks, here's the deal. We're going to be talking about hot dogs a lot in this video, and there are plenty of jokes to be made about how they're shaped like a certain part of the body. But don't you worry either of your heads about it, because I will not be making any of those jokes in this video. It would just be too easy. Those kinds of jokes are just low-hanging fruit. You know, low-hanging like my peanut. It's such a fucking strange thing to say. Why did I write that? If at any point in this video you see a spot where you think I should have made a dick joke, I would urge you to pause the video, step outside, and touch some grass. Now before we get started, if the sound of my voice hasn't already made you click off this video, you might as well subscribe. It's the little button down there, right next to the nuclear launch button. Careful you don't press the wrong one now. Also, if this video is up your alley, you can find a link at the end that will bring you to another one just like it. Yes, I stole this idea from Quite. Sue me. So in the interest of answering this age-old question about hot dogs, I think it's important to first define what makes something a sandwich. According to Merriam-Webster, a sandwich is defined as 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between them. They also include an open-face sandwich as 1 slice of bread covered with food, which got me thinking. If the top piece of bread is the face, does that make the bottom piece the ass? If I remove the bottom piece of bread and just keep the top one, have I made an assless sandwich? Is there a market for the assless sandwich? Should I open a kinky sandwich shop that specifically sells sandwiches without the bottom bread? Are all these questions a sign that I should see a therapist? Probably. Anyway, sorry for letting my train of thought get hijacked Jesse James style for a minute there. Back to the question at hand. So if you've ever done any research into the nature of the hot dog, you've probably come across this godforsaken chart. Some people call it the cube rule, but I personally prefer the term stupid idiot poopy pants rule. First of all, toast is not about the shape of the food. It means that the bread is toasted. It's in the name. If I put butter on a slice of bread, but the bread hasn't been charred at an ungodly temperature for the past 20 minutes, then that's no toast, it's just buttered bread. Also, depending on how good you are at wrapping a burrito, it could fit into like 4 categories here. If you close it all around, it's a calzone apparently, but then if you take a bite out of one end, it becomes a fucking quiche? What? And then when the bottom inevitably comes open because you suck at wrapping a burrito, is it sushi now? I really enjoyed this screenshot because it uses characters that I appreciate. If you don't know about Diogenes, he was basically the troll of ancient Greek philosophers, and he definitely would have fucked with Plato by pointing out how stupid it is to call a Big Mac a cake. Also, according to this chart, a lasagna is a cake. Garfield is rolling in his grave right now. Yes, Garfield is dead. Chris Pratt killed him. No, it's clear to me that this chart is exclusively designed for morons who can't use their own critical thinking skills. Luckily for you, you have me, a moron with no critical thinking skills, to offer my own explanation. See, if you look at this chart one more time, a hot dog would be classified as a taco due to the shape of the bread. In fact, the shape of the bread is the reason why most people refuse to consider a hot dog a sandwich. They think that sandwich bread is supposed to be flat like my ass instead of round like my stomach. But if the shape of the bread happens to be your problem, then I have a very startling revelation for you. For you see, another food item, one that is indisputably a sandwich, has largely the same bread shape. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I present to you the meatball sub. Now at first glance, I understand that you might say, hey Airhead, what are you, an airhead? That's clearly 2 pieces of bread. But if you open your fucking eyes and look a little closer, you might notice that the bread is connected, making it more of a U shape. You know what else is in a U shape? The letter U, obviously. But also a hot dog bun. The bread of a hot dog bun is roughly the same shape as that of a meatball sub. Sub, of course, being short for sub sandwich, which is short for submarine sandwich, which is short for a hot dog is a goddamn sandwich. Glad I could clear this up for you. So, what was the point of all this? Well now, the next time you're at a baseball game and you're about to chomp down on a juicy, vaguely phallic piece of meat, you can rest assured that it is indeed a sandwich. Wait, I said I wasn't gonna make any dick jokes, god damn it! If you've made it this far in the video, I want to give you an extra special thanks, and an extra special link to the last time I talked about a controversial argument. There are currently hitmen outside my door, screaming at me about the number of holes in a straw. Please send help.